Guys, Deluded Gooner, happy 40th birthday to Thierry Henry. Good morning, guys. Quick video before I go off on my day. I haven't even actually... I always say how much I love Henry and he's my favourite player. And obviously I was coming up in a time, I was growing up in a time, primary school, late secondary school, where Henry was the guy. That's where Arsenal were. So on top of supporting Arsenal, I mean, he was a big reason why many different people supported Arsenal. Not just because of different situations, but yeah, Thierry Henry, whether you're... I don't know, whether you're born in 2001 upwards, you know who Thierry Henry is, down to if you're from the 70s, 80s, and you were lucky enough to see not just Henry, Ian Wright, and players like that. Either way, we can all agree Thierry Henry is the best player to have ever played for this football club. Yes, we know Dennis Bergkamp. Henry says Dennis Bergkamp's the best player, and Ian Wright says it, and Bergkamp was a reason for both of them, arguably some of their success. Both have spoken about improving them. But he's not Thierry Henry. Let's be honest. Let's put the pure football purists to a side and look at it black and white. Thierry Henry, man, he signed for what? Pennies, basically. 228 goals, our record goal scorer, beating Ian Wright. Ian Wright, you didn't think that was going to stand for a while. He had ego, he had bravado, everything I tell you. He always, I know he's French and he's a big man, but you always sort of thought he could have come from Tottenham or Edmonton or wherever, because of how he acted on a football pitch and a lot of the values I speak about that you need to have as a footballer to make a success of yourself at a top club. He had it. Like I said, bravado, ego, stood up to be counted. He was calculated. He's one of the only footballers that can tell you he shot at that particular second because he saw the keeper move. Go and type in Henry and Wenger and try and find the videos for that. But it has been said, stood up to be counted, knew what it meant to be play for a big team, and on top of that had all the technical qualities to match. I mean, he didn't score many headers, but he was fairly decent in the air, and he scored important headers. You look at when we turned it around against United at the Emirates, yeah, he could be a hold-up man. He had pace, he had power, he had the technical quality, he could spin defenders, he could run, grab the ball from 30 yards and spin. You don't want him, if you're a right back and he pulls you into that left channel, you don't want to be there. Finishing, without a doubt, is his best aspect. All sorts of finishing outside the area. Volleys like against United. The goals like against Inter Milan. The guy's done it all. He scored all sorts of things. He was very skillful as well. Extremely good passer as well. On top of scoring and his scoring output, he also had very good assistant output. That shows he's a great team player. And you're seeing a lot of world-class players nowadays. Their personal success is going up, but it doesn't correlate. First player and the only player of recent years and the only one to have done it. 20 goals and 20 assists in a single season. Them 20 assists still stand. You've seen 18, 19. People haven't been able to get close. It will be broken one day, but the very fact it's lasted for so long by a striker, that most attacking players would have loved that. Would have loved to have had that record, or most creative midfielders. They haven't got that. That just shows you how good the player is. When it's broken, it's been there for how many years? That shows you how good he is. Should have won World Player of the Year in 03 in particular. I know 06 he lost out to Nedved and Cannavaro. Let's not get into that. But there were numerous periods he was without a doubt had a claim to be one of the, if not definitely the best footballer in the world, man. There's a lot of sentiment in this video, as you guys can see, man. Like I said, the driving from 30 yards, the free kicks, the volleys, the penalties, the hold-up play, all sorts of finishes, double figures in his 8 seasons in the Premier League. What other strikers has done that? Well, not many. Even the great Shearer, who I think he scored the most Prem goals, failed to get double figures in three seasons. That shows you how great he is. I mean, he couldn't be stopped. He embarrassed world-class defenders. It wasn't in the Prem, but you go and look at the Inter Milans, the Netties, and them guys there. He's embarrassed a lot of defenders. Just about everybody who's name-holded weight, he embarrassed them. He turned them apart. He weights them, etc., etc. He won 5 trophies at this club. He was consistent. I know I've said all his technical qualities, all other things. He was consistent every week, not just when the cameras were on in the match day. Consistent in training, consistent in the small details, the small little finishes. They make the difference. And until our players genuinely start to think like this, we can't get anywhere, man. How many years did he get top goal scorer? No, not in a row, but like four seasons, 4 separate times. No one's won it more times. I think he got 4 times in a row out of 5 years, and that one year he was beaten by Van Nistelrooy. I think Van Nistelrooy had 25, he had 24. I think that was it was either 02 or 03. I'm not too sure, but he definitely won it in 2001, 02. He won it in 4. He won it in 05. He won it in 06, I believe. So yeah, and he scored 30 goals in 04, and he's getting them sort of numbers. The guy is ridiculous, man. No one will rival Henry. He could do everything a striker could do. Any sort of striker, whether it was a target man, a poacher, he scored all them sort of goals. And he was just a fantastic footballer, man. I mean, I'm going over the same things. I mean, 5 years, minimum 30 goals. Minimum. He's scoring 30 goals, whether that's all comp or in the league. He's getting 30 goals in some capacity. How crazy is that? How often have we cried at that for Arsenal? Hopefully Lacazette can get a fraction of that. But we've cried for that at Arsenal. Many clubs have cried for this. These sort of days, we were blessed with real strikers and real players, and now they're not really that about. Only God knows how much Thierry Henry would be worth in real terms, man. In nowadays, it's ridiculous, man. I mean, the guy is amazing. Like I said, his only weakness for me is clearly headers, because he hasn't really got that many. But the guy is ridiculous, man. I really don't know what to say. 6 years PFA Team of the Year as well. That just shows how much his professionals rate him. He was up there for goals 5 years, 4 or 5 years like that consistently. That shows how great he is. If he's not winning it, he's pushing it. He's consistent. Do you know how good it would have been? It would be now to know your strikers and your players are getting these sort of numbers. He was amazing, man. I really don't know what to say. Like, the very fact that he's scoring how many years consecutively 30 goals, he's up there consecutively winning top goal scorer consecutively, and when he's not, he's second. He's getting assists that many midfielders nowadays and old would have envied and haven't broken, and he's stayed here since he's left the Prem, went and won stuff with Barcelona, retired, gone into punditry. That record still stands. That shows you how amazing he is. And he's not even a midfielder or someone that should be assisting. When you say Henry, you think of goals. Many people are surprised by that 20 assist thing. When it does get broken, he can take pride as he had that for so long, and he'll be like second. I mean, it is ridiculous. It can't last forever, but this just shows you how great Thierry Henry was. Greatest player in the Premier League without a doubt for me. He's shown it. He's done it. All the things I've said have shown it. Only Ronaldo, Cristiano can claim for me, because didn't he get like 31 goals in the Prem from the flanks and 40 in all comps? Ronaldo was amazing. That's the only player I'm even debating is better than Thierry Henry, or maybe even Vieira for different reasons. But never, man. This guy is the best player to have ever kicked Premier League football, to have ever done stuff in the Premier League. He's given us so many memories. Whether you're an Arsenal fan or you're a United, Spurs, whatever fan you are, you have to, whatever you want to say about Arsenal, you have to take in Thierry Henry. And we ain't won the league and whatnot for how long, so at least we can look back with pride. I mean, I want to look forward, but at least we can look back with pride that we had a player that had all the qualities I've spoken about. It was our record goal scorer, 228 goals. And yeah, man, he was just a great footballer. There's not much more to be said other than that, man, guys. I think I'm being too much sentiment is in this. 228 goals, and we've also got to talk about when he came back from loan and scored against Sunderland and against Leeds. I mean, only he could do that. Only he could do that. Past his best, still does it. When he had to leave and go to Barcelona, he gave us our run. He scored 5 goals en route to the final that year, the 06 final. He assisted in the final. He did his job. He could have scored, but he did his job, and he realised that we can't take him where he wants to go. And there's two different things. Of course, I never wanted to see Henry leave. I still remember when Henry left. I was heartbroken. The old lady, one of my old neighbours, showed me on the newspaper. I went into my house and cried, man. I saw him, and then when I saw him doing the kick-ups, I cried. But he needed to go and win them things. He needed to. You could not have retired without Champions League, a player like him with everything else. And we just ultimately couldn't do it. Now, he went there, he weren't at his best at Barca. He scored 26 goals or so, won everything there, was there in 09, etc. when they beat United, done what he needed to do. Then he went MLS, and now he's here. But at Arsenal, he was a fantastic footballer. People say he was a flop at Juventus. You can kind of claim that, but the man himself doesn't agree with that. He says he's joined in January, and he bagged it towards the last end of them games. He was either scoring or assisting, and he had to adapt to a new formation. So he does say we paint that with a bit of rose tints. But yeah, guys, happy birthday to him. I think he's 40 now. Thierry Henry, I mean, he's given me so much memories, whether it's the goals against, the driving runs against Liverpool and Spurs, or the volleys against United, or what he did against Inter Milan. Or for me, the most favourite goal of actually, it might not be his best goal for the quality-wise, is actually the goal against Real Madrid, set up by who? The real playmaker, Cesc Fabregas. But guys, I'm going on too long now. It's about 9 minutes long now. Deluded Goon, I'm signing out. Thank you for watching, of course, guys. Subscribe, comment. Thanks, man. I love you guys. I'm out.